Welcome back to my channel, everyone. Today's video is, you probably guessed it, a review of the third book in the Percy Jackson series, The Titan's Curse. Another great book by Rick Riordan, another great book in the series, and I am so excited. I flew through this one as well, and I've been so excited to read all of them. So let's just get right into this review and into my thoughts about the plot. The plot gets 5 out of 5 stars again for me. It is fast-paced, it's exciting, there's always something happening, every chapter there's something new, and I'm still loving all of the Greek myths that Rick Riordan brings into it and that he puts a modern spin on. This one, he got a little bit more adventurous and threw in a couple deaths. Of course, there was a death in the first book, but there were a few more in this book, and they had me in tears, honestly, and I knew that they were coming because I've read the series before and I remembered them, but it's still very sad to see them again. But overall, the story does get 5 out of 5. It's still middle grade, but I think it's really good middle grade and it's really fun. So let's move right into the characters. I feel like Grover got fleshed out a bit more in this one, and I am really excited to someday do a character evaluation on him because I don't think I noticed it before, but there were just some things about him that I noticed in this book that, yeah, I didn't notice before. I kind of thought Grover was just, you know, the fun sidekick, the comedic relief, but there is so much more to him, and this book really showed that, I think. The Sea of Monsters maybe showed that a little bit too, but especially this book just showed so much more about Grover, and I love him, and I love him even more now. I feel like Percy and Annabeth are also both growing a lot more in their character throughout the books, and in this book especially as well, we got to see Percy a lot more and see into his head and learn some new things about him. Learn that he tends to just act without thinking, which I guess we did kind of know from the first couple books as well, but in this one there were just several instances where it was kind of the same thing. He could have gone for help and kind of thought about it and maybe left things up to somebody else, but instead he thinks that he knows what's best and he knows what the plan is and he just goes for it, and it doesn't always work out. But some more very interesting things about Percy. We did get a few new characters in this book, but they were only there for a short while, really. They still did add to the story, and I think I would like to do character evaluations on some of them as well when I eventually do these character evaluations. It may not be for many years, but I would like to someday dive into this and really dig into what makes the characters so special. So I would like to do that for these new characters as well. But yes, it was fun to have some new characters, even if it's not likely they'll be in the next book. We got to meet a few new gods in this one, mainly Apollo and Aphrodite, and Apollo is pretty fun. He's not my favorite, but I do kind of enjoy him in the books because he is just goofy and fun. I do like him. Hermes is still my favorite. He is definitely my favorite, and he was a tiny bit in this one. We also met Aphrodite, and she's very interesting. I know that she plays some roles later on in the series as well. I can't remember how big her roles are, but she's definitely interesting. I think Rick Riordan chose a very interesting way to portray her, and it seems fairly accurate too. If you've read the series before, you may have caught the plot hole regarding Blackjack, Percy's Pegasus. We see Blackjack for the first time in the Sea of Monsters. Towards the end, we see Blackjack. He's just a Pegasus that Percy frees, except he's a girl. So in the Sea of Monsters, Blackjack is a mare, and that's all we know about her, is that she's a black Pegasus. That's it. No name, nothing, just that. Blackjack is reintroduced in The Titan's Curse, and he gets a lot more time, but now he's a male, and his name is Blackjack. So, interesting choice. I think Rick Riordan probably just forgot that he had made Blackjack a mare, or maybe he didn't forget, but he regretted the decision and thought nobody would notice and decided to just make Blackjack a male now. Whatever the reason, I'm not mad about it. I do love Blackjack. He's funny. Definitely not what I would have expected for the horse, for the Pegasus, but I do like him. I think it would have been really interesting to have kept him as a mare. I think that could have been a lot of fun too, but he still is a fun character. I like Blackjack. I really love how Rick showed us Luke in this book. Each book he is getting worse and getting sicker and just looking worse and weaker, and I really love that Rick is showing us that and that Percy is noticing that. It is noticeable that what he's doing is taking a toll on him, and it's a lot of foreshadowing as well for what eventually happens in the last book, I guess. Maybe this book too. I don't remember when it's revealed what is happening, but this is kind of foreshadowing for that, and I do like that. I also like that he says that Luke seems scared. He seems very scared by what's happening, and he doesn't know what else to do, and he's too afraid to go back on what he agreed to do or to change sides now. So it helps to kind of humanize Luke while you still hate him and you still know that what he's doing is wrong, but Rick Riordan does a good job of humanizing Luke at the same time and showing that there's a reason he's making these choices. And he might be regretting those choices now. Maybe he's not, but he might be. But he's still going along with them. This is what he chose, and he had his reasons, and he's sticking with it. So again, Luke will be another fun one to do a character evaluation on eventually. And we have our first sighting of Rachel Elizabeth Dare. I love her. I didn't remember what book she came in, but she is a lot of fun, and I'm really looking forward to getting reacquainted with her in the next two books, because I don't remember how much she's in the books, and I know what role she eventually plays, but I can't even put the scene together to know how that happens. I have just forgotten so much, so I am excited to see Rachel Elizabeth Dare again and to see what happens with her. That's all I have to say about the characters. That was quite a lot, but there were some really interesting things in this book, so yeah, I had more to say about the characters than last time. But anyway, let's now move into the writing. I don't have a lot to say about the writing, pretty much the same as I said in The Lightning Thief and The Sea of Monsters. 3 out of 5. Definitely could have been better, but I think the plot and the characters are interesting enough that you don't really notice the writing too much. At least I don't. So that's all I have to say about the writing. Moving into the title tie-in. I really like this one. I like it better than The Sea of Monsters because it's not about the entire book. The Sea of Monsters was basically the whole book, and it's no big reveal or big secret. You basically figure, okay, they're going to be in the Sea of Monsters. The Titan's Curse, you don't know what the Titan's Curse is, which Titan, who is cursed, or what is going on with it. So I really think this was a great title, right up there with The Lightning Thief. And the small part that the title was actually about helped to add a lot to Annabeth and Percy's characters, and that will really help with the character evaluation someday. A really great scene, and I thought it was a great title. Moving into the content guide, not much to say about the content guide either. Again, the same as in The Lightning Thief, pretty much. So I'm not going to go over the writing and the content guide each time if there's nothing new. Go check out my video, my review of The Lightning Thief, if you want to know what the content guide is. So we are now to my takeaway thoughts. I am still loving this series, I really am. I flew through this book as well, and reading them in such quick succession is pretty fun because it keeps the story flowing pretty smoothly. It is a little bit confusing. I've started jumbling what happened in what book. Like, there are a few things that I started thinking about and I couldn't remember if they happened in The Sea of Monsters or in The Titan's Curse, but it doesn't really change the story at all. It doesn't mess up the story, it's just I don't usually read through things this quickly. So it's been very interesting, but it's been a lot of fun too. I am enjoying just reading straight through them. I'm excited to get into book 4. I'm going to be sitting outside reading. It is a beautiful day. I spent all morning reading and I'm going to jump right into book 4. So I'm excited, but I'm also going to be really, really sad when the series ends. I know that it's coming to an end very quickly, and at the rate that I'm reading, I will probably be finished with it by next weekend, which for some people that may be a long time, but for me to read 2 books in 1 week, that's going to be pretty quick. So I'm sad, but I do have The Heroes of Olympus to read after this, and I know that I can reread the series anytime, and I plan to reread it in the future several times, you know, at least once more to do some real digging into it, but I would love to do many, many more reads of the series, and I'm sure that I will. There's no reason I can't. Overall thoughts is that it is still a great series, and I don't know which book is my favorite because they all have new things and they all have wonderful things that are tons of fun. I'll get more into that, I guess, when I do the whole series review, but wonderful book, wonderful series. And that is it for my review of The Titan's Curse. I love this cover as well. It's very bright and fun. Have you read Percy Jackson? Have you read this book? What did you think of The Titan's Curse? For a question, I guess I'll say, do you wish that Blackjack had stayed a mayor, or are you happy with him being a stallion? I will answer that down below as well. I did kind of give my thoughts here, but I'll answer that. Since the Titan's Curse takes place in December, right around Christmas time, I will ask this question as well. Would you rather have a white Christmas or a warm Christmas? What is your preference? Do you like a lot of snow on Christmas, or do you not care so much and would you rather have Christmas in the sand? So let me know down below. Let me know what your thoughts were about this video and about this series and whatever else you want to talk about, I guess, in the comments. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. You can give it a thumbs down if you didn't like it, but please let me know down in the comments why you didn't like it and how I can improve in future videos. And please subscribe if you haven't already and share the videos with your friends. And I guess that's all. I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope to see you in the next one. Have a blessed day, everyone.